Evening, everybody. It's 5:20, and this is your closing comment for today, Wednesday, the 28th of February. Normally the last day of the month, but not this year. Okay, so it was a relatively boring day yet again, as it relates to stocks. It feels to me like we're probably going to get some somewhat unwelcome news tomorrow, because tomorrow morning, besides claims, um, continuing and initial, we also get personal income and spending, but the big one is PCE. This is the Fed's favorite measure. And if there's any disappointment here, I would say it's going to be an ugly morning. Could go the other way. You never know. We'll know tomorrow morning at 8:31. Okay, so very little changed day. The Dow was down 23.37, 23.39, 0.6%. So certainly nothing there. The biggest loser was yesterday's biggest gainer, and that would have been the Russell, down 1580 or 0.77. Behind that, Dow Jones Transports down about 91.57, and the Nasdaq down 87.56, down 0.55. The S&P was down 832 or 0.17, so not much there. However, internals. Yesterday, internals were a little soft, but we still had more stocks up than down. Today, we had more stocks down again. So Tuesday, we had more down than up. Yesterday, we had the exact opposite of that, same numbers, but up instead of down. Today, we were 5-4 down on the NYSE. We were 1.7 to 1 down on the NASDAQ, and volume actually today was higher. Yesterday was 5.4, the day before was 5.2, today was 5.6 billion. Lots of earnings here. We had Axon, AXON, defense contractor, um, beat both top and bottom and gave great guidance. Today it was 309.48, up 37.61 or 14%. We also last night had TJX, which was a beat. It was up initially to 102. 84, closed 101.10, which was only up 58 cents. So that's a little bit of a disappointment. Boston Beer, symbol SAM, Sam Adams. Yesterday, it was as high as 380. Today, as low as 300. It closed 311.74, down 58 and change, or 16%. Okay, tonight's earnings after the close. C3AI, symbol AI, beat top, beat bottom. Good guidance, closed 29.70, down 40, got as high as 35.65. The last is 34, up 390 or 13%. Okta, have to give him credit for it. One of Kramer's favorites, beat top and bottom line, had closed 87.37, up 46 cents, traded up to 109 and a half. Last is 105.06, that's up 18.15 or 20%. Snowflake beat top and bottom, closed at 229.96, down $4. The CEO, as it turns out, is leaving. The stock absolutely collapsed from 229.96 to 172.68. The last is 176. That's down 59.50 or a solid 25%. WW, the old Weight Watchers. I'm only mentioning this because Oprah Winfrey is not running for a seat. She is giving her stock away to a charitable foundation, and frankly, the stock sucked. 282, down 83 cents. That's 23%. Okay, another big name, beat top and bottom, but was lower guidance. That's Salesforce, CRM. Closed 299.98, up 48 cents. First went up on the headline beat to 306, so that was up about $6. Then turned down 278, $30 lower. Last is 286, up 13, down 13 and a half, 4.5%. Pure Storage with a beat, 46.50, up 478, 13%. Nutanix, Ntnx, also with a beat and better guidance. It actually traded up to 63, down to 54, back to 59. The last is 59.61. That's up $1.38. Okay, chart on the screen. Everybody should have been excited about this one today. This is Bitcoin. And I told you last night I got short Bitcoin using BITI, the unleveraged short ETF. Looks like I was a day early. Um, it opened basically unchanged at 57,750 and then ran to 65,000. Closed about two-thirds down on the range, but still up massively, 3250. I'm calling this exhaustion. I see it in the volume here. Um, you know, if I put, well, I will put the Bollinger Bands on it, and we'll see how that looks. Pretty decisive. And you got to remember, this one has run into these kind of reversals going through the top Bollinger Band, which would have been around 59,000 today. Again, high 65,000. So we'll see what happens. The options that I bought at 30 cents yesterday actually closed 25 cents today. So it was not a particularly big deal there. What was a big deal, I think, was nat gas. By the way, all of the energies were lower, came back up, settled back down. And this is nat gas, and it came to the bottom of the uh, Bollinger Band. I'm going to get rid of this because I don't really need it here. Here we go. I find this very interesting. I mentioned it this morning. The crossover here took it from 240 up to 286. Collapsed back down. Again, same kind of bottom. Couple of days up, some sideways action, about to cross. This will cross tomorrow. I'm surprised it didn't cross today. It also is the highest move since it broke down from $2.03. Closed 188 and a half. We sold another small portion of the UNG calls right around the same price, around $1.35. Same, almost the same price as we got on this move. We got $1.37 that day. But I really like this. It's a series of higher highs and higher lows. And then yesterday closing up on the high of the day, and then today with a higher high and a higher low, but no gap, which I really like. And we closed above this 20-day moving average. I don't have to remind you how far this one has come. And, this will give you a little bit better perspective on where we are in the grand scheme of things. This is $10. This is $1.50, or $1.60. Sorry. I could easily see this back in the 230, 240 area. And this is the weekly. So we'll have to see tomorrow. But again, we have no money in this trade. The large account still has 3 of these calls, and the small account still has 2 of them. Gold was basically unchanged. The dollar was up minorly, up 14 cents. As I said, the oil was down $1.30 or so. It got back to up on the day slightly, and it closed at 78. 54, down 33 cents. But again, another one that closed pretty close to the high of the day. I'll show you this one because I've been pointing it out. I know I'm running long here, but you'll just have to bear with me. Okay, daily. Let's go with 6 months. Okay, 79.65, 79.60, 79.29. Today, 79.82. That's a new recovery high since it broke down here in early November of last year. Looks like it closed about mid-range and down that 30 cents on the day. So like to see it close above that. Um, Tomorrow's Thursday. I'd really like to see it close above that on a weekly basis, so Friday, but I don't see any reason to not expect us to go to this 82, 83 area if it does. All right, folks, I'll be back first thing in the morning. Sorry for running long.